Today we will recap a romantic comedy movie, in which a husband cheats on his wife to increase his stamina. But before we start, a gentle reminder that this recap by no means serves as a substitute for watching the movie. This is a commentary explanation of the movie, from an individual viewer's point of view. Spoilers ahead, watch out and enjoy. In the beginning, we see our main character, Andre. He is waiting for his father-in-law, Rudolph, who is a taxi driver, and he appears to be leaving after hugging a beautiful girl. On their way home, it is discovered that Andre is aware of Rudolph's relationships. He argues with him during their journey, and advises him to end all this. Rudolph tells Andre that if anyone at home questions them about their late coming, they will just make something up and lie to them. Rudolph then mentions another girl he hugs daily, and says Andre would love her legs too. But Andre points out that he's a married man, who knows his responsibilities and will never cheat on his wife. They arrive after some time. Andre's wife, Alice, is not in a good mood. He scolds him for being late, and Rudolph can be seen chalking his finger behind him, so he can fool his wife Marta. Marta inquires as to what took them so long, to which he responds without hesitation, that he went to meet his mistress, who loves him very much. Andre and Alice are shocked by his words. Marta simply smiles and tells him to stop bragging. She checks his fingers and informs Alice that they were playing pool. At night, the family celebrates Andre's kid's birthday, and Alice appears to be still upset with Andre. Rudolph returns home after celebrating the birthday party, and starts hugging his wife like a beast. Andre and his child can hear their screams and moans from the window. He goes to the bathroom, and tells Alice that his father hugs his wife like an animal. But Alice tells him that it is called love. It turns out that Alice wants a second child, so he also hugs her that night. She pulls out some hats knitted by her mother, and asks him which one he prefers for the baby. The next day, Rudolph notices that Andre's back is hurting, and mocks him by laughing at his condition. Then he asks Rudolph how he can be so happy with his wife after 35 years of marriage, and seeing her naked body again and again. Rudolph admits to photographing all of the hot chicks he banged in the past. He tells Andre that he closes his eyes and thinks about those hot babes, while banging his mother-in-law. Andre and Alice run a small, empty restaurant with almost no customers. Andre enjoys cooking and wants to be a chef, but Alice advises him that they should delegate this job to a professional chef, named Louis. On Friday night, Andre goes to a club to play pool with Rudolph. Rudolph's hot girlfriend Sarah arrives at the place, and her assets immediately catch Andre's attention. Rudolph advises Andre that if he wishes to end his boring life, he should bang some girls. He notices a girl smiling at Andre, and encourages him to go and ask her out. Andre is offended by his behavior, and questions Rudolph about why he would want him to cheat on his own daughter. In reply, Rudolph tells him that cheating can save marriages, and he just wants his daughter to be happy. Rudolph then plays pool with Sarah, who removes her panties to tie her hair up. While Sarah is playing, Rudolph and Andre simply relax and gaze at her clean sweet spot. When they leave, it is cold outside. Rudolph takes Andre's jacket and gives it to Sarah. He asks her for hugging the whole night, and she agrees. Then they leave in Rudolph's car, leaving Andre all alone in the cold. However, it soon begins to rain heavily, and he has to run home while getting wet. He comes home and uses a towel to dry himself. He inserts a thermometer into his mouth, but Alice informs him that it is a pregnancy check. The outcome remains negative, and she's still not pregnant. She informs him that she visited a doctor, who informed her that everything is fine with her, but they don't know if Andre is as healthy or not. The next day, they go to the hospital. The nurse informs them that they're late, and only have 10 minutes left, but Alice says that's plenty of time for her husband to finish. Andre enters a small room, with a big poster of a baby to collect his sample. He did not find anything seductive enough. Then he begins to imagine Sarah seducing him, and riding on top of him. He hugs Sarah passionately in his imagination. While he is swimming in Sarah's love, Alice intervenes and kills all of his excitement. Because of that, he could not explode and returned with an empty cup. Later that day, a few minutes before the restaurant was about to close, Sarah arrived. Andre assumed she was here for Rudolph. Andre asks if she would like something to eat. Sarah wittily responds, "Surprise me." Andre tells his chef to go home, and prepares a dish on his own. She informs him that she is only here to return his jacket. Andre believes that she could have returned the jacket to Rudolph as well. But things start getting heated up when Sarah says that if she returns the jacket to Rudolph, how will she be able to see him now? And then things get extra steamy, when Sarah claims that she forgot the jacket at her house, and she invites him to come to her house. In the next scene, he wakes up after hugging her the whole night, and lying on the hammock. Sarah admits that she prefers dorks like him, because they transform into beasts in bed. He feels great, until he discovers that Sarah's roommates were present the entire time. He grabs his jacket and leaves her house immediately. He lies to Alice, claiming he met an old friend and went out for some drinks. But when Alice smells his jacket, she senses an unfamiliar feminine scent and becomes suspicious. She then discovers a woman's panties in his pocket. She storms into the bathroom and stands directly in front of Andre. She takes out the panties and asks him to explain. Frightened Andre claims that those belong to Rudolph's girlfriend. After this incident, Marta quickly kicks Rudolph out of the house, and Alice also refuses to let him in. He goes to the shed for the night, and blames Andre for breaking his clean record of 35 years. He showed Andre photos of the 138 women he had hugged. He also showed him his designs. He adds that it makes him sad that Marta never inquired about his work, or asked to try his design. Marta, on the other hand, goes to Alice's house in search of Rudolph. She instructs her on how to give Rudolph his medication. Alice is confused, because Marta still cares about Rudolph after being cheated on. She informs Alice that she is aware of all the women he has slept with over the years. She is even aware of his photo collection. She claims that she compromised, because she didn't want to destroy her family. Marta says that what really makes her sad is that Rudolph never gave her the chance to explore all of his amazing work. He never asked her to take her around the world to see his creation. But she concludes by saying that, no matter where he goes, he always returns to me. She tells Alice that she has kept that a secret, because he gets very happy after banging hot girls, and always brings her many gifts. The next day, Rudolph meets Sarah and returns her panties, claiming he was kicked out for them. Sarah, on the other hand, tells him that she has met someone else. Then Rudolph visits a store that sells women's purses. He purchases the most expensive brand of purse for his loving wife. Marta is overjoyed after receiving the purse and goes outside. Soon after, two men snatched her purse, but only took the money. She quickly goes up, picks up the purse, and smiles once again. While walking forward, she's immediately hit by a vehicle and dies on the spot. Back at home, Rudolph is spreading rose petals around the house to surprise Marta, because he wants to impress her romantically. But he learns that Marta has died in a car accident. He becomes depressed after his wife's death, and begins to act strangely. Many of his girlfriends offer him to bang them, but he declines. He lost his interest in bad habits and starts drinking all day. Alice reveals to Rudolph that Marta knew all along about the women in the nude photos, but she had already forgiven him. Meanwhile, Andre is having the time of his life. He is hugging Sarah every day, under the excuse of playing tennis with a friend. One night, Alice also wants to hug him. But Sarah had already drained him earlier in the day. So instead of hugging, Alice ate his hot dog that night. But what she was actually trying to do was make him explode, so that she could collect his sample. The next day, after conducting tests, the doctor declares her husband is completely healthy. One day, Andre and Sarah decided to do it in the jungle. He hugs Sarah in his car. During that exercise, Sarah's leg hits the handbrake, causing them to collide with a tree. Later, he lies to Alice about the car's failed brakes, and insists on a bigger and safer car. She says we simply can't afford it. After hugging Sarah daily, Andre takes control of his life and decides to man up. Cheating on his wife miraculously improves Andre's cooking skills and confidence. As a result, he makes the cook a waiter, and becomes the chef of the restaurant. His business finally succeeds, and he starts making money. He buys a bigger car and hugs Sarah every day in his car. One day, while Andre is kneading dough, he suddenly becomes horny and hugs Alice on the table like a beast. Alice is also impressed by his stamina, and believes it is due to tennis. While baking cookies with Rudolph, he notices Alice's happiness, and realizes Andre must be having an affair. On Christmas Day, he warns Andre to end his affair before it's too late. Otherwise, Alice will chomp his hot dog, grind it up, turn it into a burger, and feed it to the diners. Sarah then calls Andre and appears outside his house, claiming to have a gift for him. He meets Sarah outside his house. She is wearing the lingerie that Andre sent her as a Christmas gift. Sarah suggests that it should have been one size larger. She appears to want their relationship to be more than just hugging. She is in fact in love with him. Back at home, it turns out that Andre bought the same lingerie for Alice, but it could have been one size smaller. Apparently, the sizes got interchanged between Alice and Sarah. Anyway, Alice doesn't mind, claiming that it will fit once she's pregnant. The next day, Andre discovers Sarah conversing with Alice at the restaurant. He believes he's been hugged, and he immediately hides all of the grinders and knives. However, Alice informs him that the girl has applied for a waitress position, to which she agrees, because they have more customers now. She informs him that her melons will undoubtedly attract more customers. Andre is shocked when he sees that Alice even hires Sarah to care for her father. Alice believes she can help her father forget about the tragedy. A few days later, Andre goes to Rudolph's house to confront Sarah, while Rudolph is away for a night shift. He confronts Sarah about entering his life, but she admits that she is now in love with him. She proceeds to lift the curtain, causing a terrified Andre to crouch down. Then she removes her clothes and seduces him. A while later, Alice sees and assumes that Sarah is riding his father's hot dog next door, and she also gets horny. She calls Andre, asking him to return home earlier at night. Andre then lies about being unable to get home at night due to heavy snow. He then stays there the whole night, hugging Sarah. The next morning, when Rudolph puts a rose at Marta's memorial, he notices a tulip there. He quickly returns home with suspicion, and notices tulips all around the house. At the same time, Rudolph's entry wakes Andre. He then sneaks out of the house. And here Rudolph discovers a photograph of Marta with another man. When Andre returns home, Alice is already horny and begins undressing him for the morning hugging session. Sarah walks out of the bathroom and watches them through the window. Rudolph finally sees Marta's lover, who turns out to be blind, approaching his wife's grave. Rudolph approaches him, pretending to be a random passerby. He learns that his wife simply wanted someone who would love her and hug her differently. The next day, Alice arrives to collect the laundry left outside and meets Sarah, who is also collecting her clothes as well. She notices that Sarah also has the same lingerie as the one Andre gifted her. Alice then develops doubts about Andre and Sarah. At the restaurant, Alice starts to keep an eye on both of them. However, it is now revealed that she also had an affair with the waiter, long before Andre had one with Sarah. Alice notices Andre calling someone. After he leaves, she discovers a note with a restaurant name on it. Later that day, while driving his taxi, Rudolph notices Andre walking into a 5-star restaurant. Sarah is excited and happy. Andre sits down with Sarah and tells her that they have to end their relationship because he doesn't want to cheat on his wife anymore. Sarah is extremely angry and disappointed, so she orders all the expensive dishes available in the restaurant. The situation worsens when he sees Alice arrive at the restaurant. Deliberately, angry Sarah invites her to join them, forcing Andre to hide under the table. Sarah informs her that she's waiting for her boyfriend. Meanwhile, Andre is hiding between the two women's legs. A waiter arrives at their table, but Sarah tells him she can't have wine because she's pregnant, shocking both Andre and Alice. Andre somehow escaped by crawling behind a passing trolley. Rudolph also arrives, and after realizing that Andre's life is in danger, he decides to save him. Here Alice is curious about the baby's father. As Sarah is about to reveal the truth, all the lights go out, and the waiters appear with a birthday cake, which appears to be Rudolph's plan to take control of the situation. He explains that Sarah and he are together. He indirectly convinces Sarah that this is a better option for everyone, which Sarah appears to accept, because she understands that she cannot live with Andre. When Alice returns home, she discovers that the house is decorated with candles and family photos. A decorated candle path leads her to the roof, where Andre is present. Andre tells her that this is for their married life. Alice loves the romantic surprise, and reveals to Andre that she is pregnant. Andre is surprised that he got 2 women pregnant at the same time. The story jumps ahead several months. Andre thanks Rudolph for his support, and for covering up for him. But Rudolph smiles and jokingly asks him why he's so certain that the child Sarah is carrying is his. In the last scene of the movie, Rudolph visits an abandoned amusement park, where he rides the roller coaster, while pouring Marta's ashes into the air, making up for the fact that he never took her to see his design in the past. So this was the recap of the film Men in Hope, released in 2011. If you like the story, then do watch the full film, and if you want to watch more such amazing recaps, then do subscribe to our channel and enable bell notifications to receive the latest regular updates. See you in the next recap.